Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Reconstructing History podcast. Today, usually we're really funny. We talk about things...
I'm really funny.
Yeah. And we talk about things, we make jokes, we crack wise, and all that sort of thing.
We use profanity.
Yes. And there may yet be some profanity in this one, because...
I can't help myself.
Yeah, we use it as punctuation, don't we?
Yes.
But today, it is a crisp, wintry day in the Netherlands. But there's blue sky above. And I thought we could talk about positivity. There is so much bullshit in the world. So much negative nonsense that it's really hard to be a force for good. It's really hard to keep yourself up. There's
a lot of shit that'll weigh you down.
Yeah. And I'm not claiming to... I'm not going to speak for Cass. I'm not claiming to be any kind of, positive self-help guru or any kind of bullshit like that. But I wanted to share a couple of things that worked for me when I found myself getting really constantly depressed and angry.
Yeah, because you're the kind of person, like, I'm a positive person. I'm almost stupidly positive sometimes. When I'm hit with a negative situation, my first reaction is, it's going to be all right. I mean, even if the evidence shows it's not going to be all right at all, my reaction is, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And
mine tends to be, we're all going to die.
Yeah, and yours tends to be very negative. So this is really good information. If you can lift your sorry ass self.
Well, it's at least helped. It's at least helped to keep me on a more even keel.
Yeah.
Emotionally, rather than just wanting to burn it all down all the time.
And let me just interject about that yes, I am a very positive person, but sometimes that's really stupid, because I say it's going to be all right when it is patently obvious it's not going to be all right.
No, it's on fire.
And I'm just ignoring the obvious. So I'm not saying my way is better.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the reason we make such a good couple is because we both take an extreme.
Somewhere in between us.
Somewhere in between we find
Yeah.
the thing that we're supposed to do. So we tug each other back towards the middle, which I think is good.
And really, the prime rule is the best way is the way that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to keep yourself on an even keel is the way that works for you.
# you be you.
How about that?
See how I got that?
I hadn't even
wiggled
considered
that in there. I'm all about my hashtag. # you be you.
So
Yeah.
let me give you the first and most obvious thing that springs to mind, and to my mind at least, which is social media. Social media can be a wonderful thing. It can be how you keep connected with friends and family far away. It's how we keep connected with you guys.
Mm-hmm. It's how we keep connected with all our friends in the States,
right.
and in Ireland, and in Japan, and
all across the known universe.
Yeah.
Social media is the de facto way by which we keep in touch and communicate.
I mean, I built a business. Now, social media, if you're calling email, forums and email lists were the precursor to social media. I built Reconstructing History.
Yeah, and LiveJournal.
LiveJournal was later. Yeah, but
the first real social media platform of which I was aware.
Yeah, so social media. I mean, we wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for the precursors of social media.
Which kind of makes what I'm about to say sound like self-own.
Nah.
Because while social media is a lovely way to keep in touch with friends and family and blah, 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 especially in this time of COVID-19, when we can't get together and just go out for a beer or something like that, unless we're absurdly insane, we need to have some way to have that social touchstone, and social media is about it.
Yeah.
But what worked for me because it can also be a wretched hive of scum and villainy, is control, especially Facebook. But it's controlling it. It's controlling how much time you spend on it, not letting the algorithm suck you in. Because, let's not pretend they don't specifically design social media platforms to feed you the stuff that's going to emotionally involve you. And studies show that for Twitter and Facebook, those are negative things.
Oh, God. And, I just noticed on YouTube, because I've been not watching a lot of YouTube. I've been listening to podcasts on YouTube, and I clicked on one news story. I don't get my news from YouTube. I read daily briefing from newspapers, but I clicked on one news story on YouTube that was kind of clickbaity, and I think it was real legit news. It was like ABC News, but they're all clickbaity. And now my entire YouTube channel, instead of being filled up with horsey things and costumey things and comedy things, now my entire YouTube channel is clickbaity news stories about
how we're all gonna die.
Negative shit that's going on in the world, or politics, but not politics like good constructive politics like crazy politicians doing crazy things that's going to endanger everybody's lives. And it's really annoying, because now I'm going through, what I did was I go through my YouTube channel and did don't recommend channel to like 20 or 30 different channels that YouTube started feeding me because I clicked on one negative story.
And that's the thing that I'm going to recommend is, first, limit how much time you spend on social media.
Unless you're listening to Reconstructing History, then you can listen all day.
I mean, if you're listening to our podcast, you've got our podcast being fed to you, and you can avoid it. You can avoid the wretched hive of scum and villainy that is the comments section. Brilliant.
No, our comment section is good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, our comment section. Our commenters are the most lovely people in the world.
I wondered why that car was coming all the way
why is this
across?
car driving towards us?
Because someone is taking their horse for a walk.
Yes, literally, somebody is walking their horse across the street and walking down the bicycle path.
Ooh, dirty horsey.
The dirty horsey.
Horsey went for a roll in the sawdust.
Oh. Anyway,
my advice is...
See, you don't get that from ABC News.
What? Butterfly distracted. Horsey!
Yeah. Horsey!
No, you don't get that from ABC News because they can stay focused.
Yeah.
Anyway, the piece of advice I have
You're talking to me about focus, Mr. ADHD.
Huh?
Yeah.
Want to go for a bike ride?
Exactly.
So...
I merely mentioned.
One thing I started doing about a year ago is severely curtailing the amount of time I spend on Facebook. Because it's just, I get sucked in. Next thing you know, I'm shouting at people and venting my spleen. Because I made the excuse to myself for a long time that it was cathartic. Mm-hmm. That I could, go on Facebook, vent my spleen, and just, get all my anger out. But I mean, there's a point. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, catharsis is one thing, but what you do is you keep...
Somebody else on there.
There's a horse.
It's a good day for it. Nice and chilly.
Yep.
Yeah, I get sucked into things.
Well, not just you get sucked into things, but it's like it gives you a wound, and then you keep picking the scab off the wound, so the wound never heals.
And there's reasons for that. There's all kinds of science behind the positive feeling we get from owning our enemies on the internet or whatever.
And when somebody agrees with you and you feel a sense of community because you ganged up on somebody with somebody else.
Rush.
Yeah.
Your tribe rallied to protect you and stuff like that. But anyway, my point is that I found that going on just enough to, see what my friends were saying, maybe share a funny picture, something like that, and then getting off. Mm-hmm. Was the best thing I ever did. And Twitter, I didn't use Twitter for years. I mean, I had an account, but I never even looked at it. I've had an account since 2012, but it was only in 2019 that I did anything with it. And I very carefully curated and continue to curate what I engage with on Twitter, so I don't get that in my feed. Now, my Twitter is almost exclusively RPG stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's, you know.
Yeah, I have like 3 or 4 Twitter accounts, but I don't know why. I had 3 or 4 Twitter accounts for business purposes, and I've never really done anything with them, except I think something I post from somewhere automatically posts to Twitter, but I don't really put anything there, and I don't read it.
At Kabouter RPG, if you're interested. Anyway, and even then, there can be a lot of just bullshit hassle, because there are people who build their social media brands on dunking on other shit, rather than looking for the positive in stuff. They want to tell you how everything that has to do with such and such a game is bad and you're wrong if you like it. I'm challenged right now trying to filter that stuff out by not engaging with it. I don't engage with it. I don't like it. I don't share it. I don't comment on it. But
it's hard to see it.
Well, because of the algorithm. The algorithm knows that users engage and thus spend longer on the platform with negative content, which is infuriating, but there it is.
Yeah.
So if you can curate your feed to lessen the negativity, by all means do so, because I have to use Twitter to market Kabouter RPG.
Yeah.
It's my main marketing tool. But steering clear of social media, that's like my rule 1 for increasing positivity. And rule 2 is just being relentlessly positive in your interactions with other people. That for me is really super hard, because I don't like dumb. And it's easy for me to decide things are dumb, because, I'm opinionated. I like to think I'm reasonably intelligent. And
you
what?
I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was something like E equals MC squared, and you were like, E does not equal MC squared. That's dumb. Like, oh yeah.
It wasn't.
That's dumb.
No, pi r square. That is dumb. Pi r not square. Pi r round. Cornbread r square.
Dumb.
Leaving a pause. See that nice pause in there that I gave for the laugh track? That I'm not going to add?
You're going to have to put in a laugh track because nobody's laughing. Honestly.
But no, my point is that if you can, the more positive you can be in how you deal with other people is.
Well, I mean, this is the weird thing about positivity is sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Like, if you don't feel positive, and this is something I learned way back in high school, which is an awfully early time to realize something that holds this much weight and continues to in my 50s. People don't like to see you sad. People like to be around happy, positive people.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling sad, I'm not saying lie, but I'm saying if you feel sad and you want a quick pick-me-up, act happy. Pretend you're not sad, because the amount of people who will be attracted to your positivity, who will be attracted to your happiness, will just explode.
Yeah, and hopefully, because like answers to like, the people you attract with your happiness will all themselves be happy.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about, you have a chemical imbalance and you're chronically depressed and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no one's asking you to I wouldn't dream of asking anyone to plaster on a happy smile and fake it. No.
I mean, I am asking you to plaster on a happy smile and fake it. But I'm asking you, I'm not saying when you're clinically depressed, pretend you're not. No, when you're clinically depressed, seek professional help.
Yeah.
But if you're feeling a little sad, rather than going out into the world and projecting you're sad, fake it that you're not sad, and you'll attract happy people to you, and maybe that will bring you out, maybe that'll make your sadness go away.
Which brings me to my second, or is it third now?
Third.
My third tip that works for me, and it may not work for you, but I hope it does. Change your reaction paradigm to how you just react to things. Like something new comes into your life. It's a new television program, a new film, a new game, whatever it is. I found myself a while back making lists of why I didn't like it, why it was bad, why it was wrong, why it was all these different negative things. And I decided one day, I just was a little bit of self-examination, which I don't often do, but I was wondering why I was just so angry all the time, and I realized I realized looking at previous posts on various social media fora that I was just taking the piece out of everything that I came across. So I decided to shift my focus from dunking on why things were bad to finding the good in things. Like, even if there's a game that I think is ridiculously broken, finding like a dice mechanic that I like really well, that I like a lot. Maybe there's a way that, and again, I'm focusing on role-playing games now because that's where my brain is as of this morning. Maybe there's a mechanic where characters can interact with other characters that works really well and is fun. There's nothing wrong with emphasizing that rather than saying, no, you know what, the rest of this game just blows. And
God knows there's enough people out there saying this blows.
Yeah.
That why do you want to be one of those people?
Right.
That's so easy.
I would much rather project something good into the world than something that isn't good. And that is a conscious decision I made, and I have the privilege of being able to do that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stupid in the world, but why not look for the brilliance, the cool, the fun, and talk about that and amplify that? Because
you're not going to shout down stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anything we've discovered the last 4 years, what with the American political scene, the British political scene, basically the entire Anglophonic political scene, you can't fix stupid, and you can't even really shout it down.
Stupid thinks it's smart. That's a really frustrating thing, is stupid is too stupid to know how stupid it is.
Yeah, so
it's hard.
If you
the horses that come to see.
They've come right up.
They've come to see.
Maybe they think we've got the food.
I don't know. They think somebody's got food because they all come to see.
But that's it. That's all I really wanted to talk about. Is focus on ways to shoot positivity in the world. Tell people you love them.
Yeah.
Try and avoid going on Facebook and bitching about how all people of such and such a type are awful and I hate them. Try and go on
hashtag not all people.
Try and go on Facebook and find someone that you haven't spoken to for a while, whom you care about, and tell them how much you love them.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in the world. There is, undoubtedly.
I got this from Jeremy. I'm talking to you, Jeremy, because Jeremy signs off all of his podcasts with "I love you."
Yeah.
Just throwing that out into the world.
Yeah, and Remy, I said something. I was trying to find a picture to show him the other day, and when the thing I wanted to show him a picture of was right in front of me, I could have just taken a new picture, and I said, I'm an idiot. And he said, don't call my friend an idiot. Say something nice about yourself. And I'm like, okay, Dad. And he has 4 kids. His 4 kids, and he's treating me like the 5th one.
Oh,
another horsey.
Walking past a field full of horses.
Past a field full of horses.
Riding Western.
Yeah.
A quarter horse.
You could tell his head's down by his knees. He must be doing Western. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit in the world, undoubtedly. But if you find the little flower in the horse shit, the little bright spot in the cloud, amplify that. That's great. The shit will amplify itself.
Yeah. It's like all right, this is going to sound really fucked up, but here it is. The other day, I forget if it was Facebook or Twitter, somebody posted a picture of the decomposing forepaw of some animal, some woodland creature.
Ew.
From which the most beautiful mushroom was growing. And maybe I'm so goth I should be dead, but I thought that was one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen. Because, here's this gnarly, clawed, half-decayed foot, and here's new life springing out of it.
Yeah.
And not just new life, but a really pretty purple, many-branched fungus.
What the caterpillar thinks is the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly.
Yeah. So...
perspective.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is perspective, and this isn't intended to be therapy or anything like that, but...
Oh, I got a good one.
Oh, another platitude?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Everything changes. Everything changes. No, let me say it differently. Everything dies. Everything dies. Everything ends. Everything ceases. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, nothing dies. Nothing changes. Nothing ceases. These are two absolutely testable things in physics. The first one is entropy.
Right.
Everything spins down, everything slows down, everything decays. The second one is atomic physics. The atoms that were once popped into being are always there. The molecules that make up you and me will make up somebody else someday.
We are stardust, sort of thing.
We are stardust. I wrote a long thing for Facebook a while ago that's still floating around somewhere if you look for it. It's called Be Kind to Your Old Atoms.
Yeah.
Because every piece that is me was you, was this car, was that field, was something yesterday, and now it's me. And tomorrow it'll be something else.
Yeah.
So everything is always changing, but everything is also infinite.
The being of things is infinite. Yeah.
The thing that in the smallest particulate way of looking at things, those things don't change.
Right.
So nothing, in effect, nothing changes because the ingredients are still all the same.
That's a handy way. Anyway, I just, we got a little deep on you today.
Yeah. I love the philosophy of physics. Yeah.
It's, there's a
Once
reason
an
why...
engineer.
Well, there's a reason why things like Carl Sagan's thing about stardust speaks to you.
Mm-hmm. It seems so romantic and whifty-farkle, and you're like, nope, can test it in a lab, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, can test it in a lab. Not romantic at all, just hard science.
So it's if we can be a force for positivity and help you increase your positivity, I just wanted to reach out and tell all of y'all that you have worth. We value you.
Mm-hmm.
And despite things like bitching about how language and swearing works, like we did last time,
that was fun.
We value all of you.
Yep.
And we want you to be happy. We want you to succeed.
We want you to enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
Our whole company is about you enjoying yourself.
Yeah. It's all about living your life and being the best possible you that you can be.
So buy Reconstructing History Patterns and enjoy yourself.
Blatant sales pitch. I hadn't meant to do that, but hey.
Come on.
I am not. I'm not condemning.
I don't know how to fix your life, but I can
help you look nice.
I can sell you a pattern, make you look nice.
So,
yeah.
That's our message for this week. And we hope to speak to you again very, very soon. If you enjoyed this, please add us to whatever thing feeds our podcast to you on a regular basis, so you're always there. If you're catching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified, all that jazz.
Comments.
Yeah, tell us
we're full of shit.
Yeah, tell us, send some love back. Don't tell us we're full of shit.
Tell us you love us, but we're full of shit.
Or that.
If necessary.
And if there's something you'd like for us to talk about, tell us.
Because if you don't tell us what you'd like us to talk about, we're just going to keep going on with this horse shit, and who needs that? We're going to have our own ideas, and God forbid we should have our own ideas.
Ideas is what leads us to podcasts like this.
Yes.
So, anyway, we love you. See what I did there, Remy?
Love you all.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. This has been the Reconstructing History Podcast.